Welcome back to Simple Shipping Containers, and we're going to do a little weekly update. And as always, a bunch of different topics, a bunch of different stuff, some of the same old stuff. For new viewers, you're going to get a little taste of what everybody else sees week to week. And for everybody that keeps watching, I'm going to show you guys new stuff as always. So we got these two 20-foot ivory offices getting ready to go. Mini splits are hung. Those are stainless mini split brackets. And then we use this special exit pipe. We do not use the factory mini split exit. It's garbage, it's cheap. Let me know if you guys want a link to that piece. And as always, if I recommend products or have links to products or talk about products, I do not sell anything myself outside of like shipping container handles and eventually sealant. So I do not make money off anything I recommend. So take that for what it's worth. All right, we put these on these wheels. I've done videos on these, but what we do is these are like 3,000-pound polyurethane 8-inch casters, and then we weld them to these shipping container clamps. We lift the container up, we spin that handle, and these wheels drop out. But it allows us to come in this door and then shift these this way, and then they go out that door when they get done. So we're going to wire up these two containers tomorrow. They'll be ready to go, but I want to show you guys all the little details. So there's your threshold. It's a 4-inch Pimco, high quality threshold. Ignore that right there. My seal rubbed the Sikaflex a little bit, but that's what kind of quality we're looking for on sealant. I'll give you a better look here. And so these, interesting, these little vents don't, on these Performax windows, which I love, these little vents don't allow bugs to come in, but they allow rain to go out. Here's something to remember with these windows. You've got to keep, if you've got like a blowing rain coming in this window, you've got to keep these tracks and vents clear, because this rain has got to come in and go out of these vents. If this rain piles up, if these are dusty or have sawdust or have collected dirt and grime in there, you've got to make sure these vents are clear, because if this water piles up in here, it can come inside. So something to be aware of. Here's some more seals here. So these door seals, you got to close the door and get these seals butted up perfectly. This, the outboard side of the walk door is a little bit different than the interior side. This one fits a little bit looser, because you can imagine as the door comes in, it wants to bite this seal and drag it over. So this one's ever so slightly set a little bit looser than this one. But I will close this door and show you. And then when you lock the deadbolt, it pulls it in that last little bit. And you can see that inside seal there. You don't want your door grabbing that seal as you close the door. So I'll get back to the interior on this one. But these are all OSB. Finish on the inside. OSB, I'd say beadboard is medium finish, then shiplap is super fancy. This one's got surface mount conduit. I like to do conduit, especially commercial applications. A lot of our customers want conduit. If it's for personal use, a lot of people opt for Romex in the walls. So if you do Romex, you do the Romex after you frame, then you spray foam, then you do your interior walls. If you do surface mount electrical, you frame, spray foam, do your interior walls, and then your electrical. So this is a sapphire blue 20-foot container. I don't remember where this one's going. We got the 12,000 BTU Della mini split. It's like 19 SEER. It blows a window unit out of the water on efficiency. So again, this whole container runs off of one extension cord, 15 amp, 120 volt. We do use a 5 amp or a 5 breaker box, so you can expand this to 240 later. We do break up the circuits. We've got like 3 circuits on these when they leave. And I know 3 circuits on one extension cord doesn't make sense, but it just gives you options for the future. So if you ever bump this up to 240, and I would say you would need to bump this up to 240 if you're running a microwave and some other stuff, because a microwave pulls like 1,500 to 2,000 watts. So that's pretty much your extension cord there. But for the way that this is now, the mini split pulls maybe 900 watts or 7 amps, a TV, computers, everything else, you're probably pulling 10, 11, 12 amps. So generally outside of a microwave, you can run all these off an extension cord. But again, to change these over to 240, all you do is run one more wire and then add the 240 plug on the outside. But you can kind of see how we do the breaker box here. So you're not, you're not absolutely dedicated to a 120 volt circuit. You can always upgrade these, but we wire them so you can expand them in the future. Here's another look at the door seal. We did used to use the screw-on door seals. The problem with those is the screws are extremely hard to get through here, tap, thread, all that. These use a 3M VHB tape. We do prefer these a lot more. You can see how that seal is just set perfect on there. And then we paint all of our walk doors at RAL 7035, which is light gray color, and we generally do the inside of the container that light gray color as well. It all matches, looks really good, pretty neutral, really nice industrial. And we do trim all of these, even, industrial, cheaper 20-foot offices out. And I mean, just down to the last detail, we do everything perfect. And again, if you guys haven't seen the previous videos, these are a Performax window. Actually, let me look and see if these are the Performax. Actually, these windows here are the Northview Aspen windows, and I'll show you the difference from the Performax. So these have a little bit smaller vent, and then they have a nylon track instead of a stainless track, which you can't really see it in there. But I'll buzz over here and show you the Performax window, which I prefer. So you can see you've got larger vents with the flapper door on there, so bugs can't come in. And then if I go on the inside, and if you slide these in person, the Performax window slides a lot better. And there's your stainless or aluminum track there. The Performax are a little bit more, man, that slides like butter. These are a lot better window, and there's your brand right there. So we've gone almost exclusively to the Performax window, but that just slides like butter. It's so good. And those are a Menards product. So there you go. And those are 48 by 36 windows. And then this is the factory one trip floor. It's a 1 1/8 marine plywood, or Abetong, I think is what they call it. And then it's got the vinyl coating on top. So generally speaking, this floor is good to go. Don't really need to change it unless you want something super custom. I can understand if you're living in a container or using it for some other purpose, you could floor over that. But when you get the one trip container, you get that really nice floor. So this one has been wired. We're going to wrap that up, and then I'll show you the outside of the breaker box. What we do, come through the container like that, and you can see it's about 2.5 inches average on spray foam. That gives you about an R14 minimum. Well, closed cell spray foam is R14 at 2 inches. We're generally about 2.5 inches average, and then we always do the floor. And we did paint this container sapphire blue. It was ivory, but that's their company colors. I think it looks pretty good. There's a good shot of it from the side. And for you guys wondering about those factory vents, when you spray foam, those do get closed up. They're never going to leak water. You could delete them if you want to, but I think it's best just to leave them there. So anyway, we get the electrical outlet set up here, and then we use a outdoor male 120 plug. And if you ever want to go 240, all you do is add one wire and then put that 240 plug of your preference up there. I've got the 120 plug we like to use right here. It's a Leviton. Let me get this puppy out. There you go. So you just plug that extension cord right into that puppy. All right, so tomorrow we're going to wire these. Again, closed cell spray foam, OSB, primed, painted, trimmed, and then these are going to take out of here Monday. We were really going as fast as we could on these 2 units all week, but we couldn't quite make the deadline of today, so they're going to leave tomorrow. And I do love these black mini splits. So this is our mini split communication wire or power wire. So we used to run this on the outside of the container, but we started running it on the inside of the container. and I'll show you. So we used to run the power wire for the mini split on the outside here, so it would come from the breaker box and then go over to the mini split. We now run that on the inside of the wall with the communication wires and drain line. And that was one thing I have not shown you guys, is the drain for the mini split. A lot of people punch it out of the side of the building or whatever. This is what we do. So it's completely hidden. So we come out inside the wall underneath the container, and this is going to get trimmed, but it makes a cool little noise when you blow on it. But anyway, that hides underneath the container, never see it. Really slick way to do it, but that's tucked inside the wall. So you've got your drain line, you've got your wire for the mini split to communicate to the indoor unit, and then you got your power wire from your breaker box. So you can run your power wire from your breaker box on the exterior, you could run it on the interior, or you can hide it in the wall. And then we always hide the mini split lines inside the wall. There's no disadvantage to that. They're protected. If you ever did have a failure in the lines, you could just run new lines on the outside. So some people say, well, run them on the outside because if you have a problem, then you can diagnose it or see it or blah, blah, blah. Well, worst case scenario is these are hidden and it looks really good and clean. But if you ever did have a problem, then they just end up on the outside, so you have nothing to lose. So that's those three containers. And then this is a garage. And I've got a nifty new little toy I want to show you guys. So 3 more quick little topics here. I've got the cutting blade. That's a nifty little new toy I got. And then the Toyota forklift I just got. That's a 2019. And I'm going to tell you something about those garage door windows. So we're going to start with the forklift. Last time I shot a video on this, we had one 48 volt, 105 amp hour battery. That's 5.212 kilowatt hour. It's a really common size of battery for solar systems and golf carts and all of that. I added another one, so this is going to give this a ton of capacity. I mean, we ran this a lot today and we're at 90%. So I would say this probably has 8 hours of constant runtime at this point. And what you do is this is your main cables going to the golf cart. This pulls about 200 amps all out at 48 volt. These batteries are capable of 250 amps output. So we've got aught 1 gauge wire going to the forklift, and then we've got a 4 gauge wire going from this battery to that battery. So these are wired in parallel, and the sensor and screen feeds into this battery, but they're always balanced, so you're basically getting a read on both batteries. And then this is your charger, and that's your charger plug-in. All right, real quick tech tip. Nobody could get service in this place. It's a metal building, and ever since everybody switched to 5G towers, it's just like we can't get service. It's terrible. We added these garage door windows, and I wish I'd have done this from the beginning because it feels like we're not in a cave anymore. We can see outside, we're getting natural light, but the most important thing is, like, all of us were struggling with a signal, and now we've got a really strong signal. I'm getting 150 megs a second in cell phone reception. So if you have a metal shop, building, barndominium, or anything, put windows on your garage doors if you don't have windows somewhere else. They absolutely were a game changer for internet service. So that's kind of how they look from the outside. All right, and then I'll shoot a short on this later, but the last little item I want to show you guys, this is the Milner Tools Lifetime Warranty Diamond Cutting Blade. This is the 6-inch, and I just made this little cut just to see how it goes. It is not quite as fast as a 6-inch, 0.045 inch cutting wheel that we use to cut everything, but it was not much slower, but it has a lifetime warranty. So I'm going to see how many cuts we can make with this before it's just not cutting anymore. I don't know if it's going to cut out 8 containers or 1 or 50, but they said we can send it back for life and get a new one. But it's a diamond plated Milner Tools, and so I'm going to do a lot of videos on this thing because I'm really curious about it. And you can also grind with it. So I just made this cut, and this probably took I don't know, 30 seconds. And we usually cut on top of the corrugation a little bit and then grind that down. Like I said, a little bit slower than the cutoff wheel, but if this does the job of 100 cutoff wheels and it's replaced for life, I think this actually might make sense. But it doesn't shoot off a bunch of smoke, it doesn't get hot, and there aren't shards. So I'm kind of liking that aspect of it. So like I said, I'm going to do another video just dedicated to that wheel. And then this container is getting a 16-foot garage door in the front. The back wall is getting cut out. We'll pull the other container in, those bolt together, and that's a 16 by 20 garage that we build all the time. And then we will video that as usual. But keep a lookout for the Milner tools video. And then as always, if you guys got questions, let me know. There's another shot of that mini split exit. And so when you get these mini splits, you'll get this little plastic ring that's like 2 pieces, and you'll get this little, like really cheesy tape that you're supposed to put around the lines. Throw that stuff away, and I can give you guys links to the putty and everything you guys need to actually do these mini splits well. You want that mini split exit to be going downhill, number one, for water. Every building I go to, they've got mini splits that go straight in, and they use that factory mini split building exit, and it's just garbage. All right, here's some shelves we build. These are on Amazon. You get 2 shelves for 250 bucks. We build these in-house. They're a lot better, higher quality, heavier duty. We sell these for $100 a piece or 90 each if you order like 4 or more. And we can ship them as well, but they hang on the D-rings in the corner ceiling of the container. Then you can put 2 1x12 or 2x12 boards here, and these can carry a ton of weight. So let me know if you guys got questions about those. And then here's 2 batteries. I'm going to be doing more videos on the solar system, but these are the Vature, same battery brand I've been getting for the golf carts. Really good deal on Amazon. These are 990 bucks a piece. So we've got room for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'll pretty much be totally off grid with these hooked up to the new solar system, which is this grow watt inverter here. And again, I'll be doing a lot more detailed videos on that as well. So you guys have a good weekend. Ask me questions. I'll answer anything, give you guys help. There's so much, content and information going into working on containers. So always happy to help. Talk to you later.